This is so much harder when my bed is ridiculously high up off the floor. Hello! Welcome to Entertainment Deprived Vlogging, where you can procrastinate by watching my videos while I procrastinate by making these videos. Welcome back to Bedham. As you can see, I am back in Chicago, back in this room. There is currently a thunderstorm going on outside, so I apologize for all of the random flashes of lightning. Okay, so we're going to be going a little bit meta today, as I'm going to be teaching you... Wait, what's that? Oh, I don't look like a teacher in my Fall Out Boy hoodie? Oh, okay. Give me 1 second, I can fix that for you. Okay. Much better now, right? Today's video is going to be a little bit of an education about education. For those of you out there who don't know, and maybe there are a few of you, I'm currently finishing up my degree in middle school education, math, and science. So I have taken just a buttload of education classes. Education is really complicated. The process to provide good education in America is ridiculously intricate and often extremely political, and everyone has a new, better, great idea about how to fix the obviously glitchy system. But that's not what I'm going to try to do today. Instead, I'm going to try to inform you about the intricacies of the educational system from a teacher's perspective. Today, we're going to dive right in there with one of the most debated educational initiatives, the Common Core State Standards Initiative, better known as just Common Core. So look, we're coming out of election season, and whenever education is brought up, inevitably there's somebody that's like, our education system is broken! That Common Core is dumbing down our students! Common Core boo! Common Core bad! Yeah. Except, no. Wait, what? Just saying that Common Core is bad shows an inherent lack of understanding about what Common Core even is. So let me try to explain this to you, and you as well. Making laws in the United States is complicated because, see, there are some things that the government controls for the whole country, and there are other things that each state gets to decide on individually. Some examples of state-decided laws, marijuana laws, concealed carry laws, and yes, education laws. But see, sometimes with education it gets confusing, because education kind of lies in this limbo between state law and federal law. So the current federal initiative is basically what the federal government wants each state to do. Think of it like if your parents strongly suggested that you take all of your shoes from the living room up to your room. Could you just leave your shoes in the living room? Yes. Would your parents be happy about it? No. So think of the current initiative as that suggestion. Do the states have to implement it? No. But the federal government will probably start passive-aggressively piling shoes up outside your bedroom door until you do. Did that analogy fall through yet? Okay, moving on. So the Common Core isn't something that's forced on the states. It's something that the states accept and modify to fit their schools. So what the heck is it? Basically, the easy explanation is that it's a list of things that each student should know by the time they graduate from a certain grade. Some states take a broad template and specify it how they would like, but the basic idea is that all students in all states should graduate from each grade all knowing the same thing. This is good for a number of reasons. One, if Billy's parents decide to move from Washington State to Florida in the middle of the school year, Billy shouldn't miss out on any learning because Washington State and Florida should be learning about the same thing. Two, this means that when testing is done, we should have a more accurate view of how our country is doing in education. Before, the test scores might have been a little higher or a little lower depending on what state was tested, but with the implementation of Common Core, it should average out those scores quite a bit. Wait, so why does everyone hate Common Core? That's a great question, my friend, and the answer is pretty simple. Teaching to the test. See, those tests that I was talking about before, the ones to see how we're doing in education, if Common Core is taught in its entirety, students should have no problem passing those tests at the end of the year. But what about all the other things that weren't included in Common Core, the things that students might find interesting or exciting? Why would teachers teach above and beyond if they know it won't affect their end-of-the-year scores at all? End-of-the-year tests are extremely important, both for a teacher and for the school. Often monetary increases are distributed if test scores are high, both from the government to the schools and from the schools to the teachers. But we as educators know that often test scores are not the best way to determine if a student knows content or not. There could be a lot of other factors that go into test scores, language barriers, test anxiety, outside influences such as if a student is tired or hungry on the day of the test. And then you have students like me who are very good at picking which answers are correct even if they don't know the content. The problem occurs because as of right now we don't have a better way to measure student learning on a large scale. So teachers, knowing that their jobs and pay may depend on how well their students do, sometimes teach only the content that's in the standards, knowing that that's what will be on the test. This reduces student interest, involvement, and creativity, and often makes students learn less in school as the years continue. Wow, that's complicated? Yeah. and there's really not a great way to fix it. Common Core is great in concept, but there's no way that the federal government can control what individual teachers do in their classrooms. So the solution? Well, that rests in the hands of the teachers themselves. The government can control the states can control the districts can control the administrators can control the principals, and the principals can control the teachers, but unless that whole chain works perfectly with no glitches, it's down to having teachers in the classroom who care about the kids, to give those kids the education that they deserve. So, all of that to say that if you had a good teacher who stimulated your interest in learning, please go thank them, because the system is whack, but they were there for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something from this, as that is, kind of the point of education. If you're interested in finding out what your state standards are, pretty much all state standards are posted online. So if you're like, what is my kid supposed to be learning in school? Go to the internet, find out. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you would like to subscribe to see more content, I am doing a video every day in March. You can subscribe down below to find out when those are coming out, and if you ding the little bell, you can get notifications every time I post a new video. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Bye! Goodness gracious, it's raining. That didn't come out well. 4, the test scores might be a little higher or a little lower. Goodness gracious.